Hi guys, Matt from the Big River here. We got several boxes to unpack this week. A couple small orders, several small orders actually. First thing out of the box we have Romano's Tetra. A nice big batch of those guys this week. Got a restock on those because we sold out last week. Angels, these aren't quite as big as I was hoping, but nice and black. So those are black angels for your viewing. And next up is Siamese algae eaters. Tiny little guys now. They'll get up to about 4 inches. Great on your hair algae. One of the better critters for that. Nice little pleco here. Ooh, it's kind of skinny, but that's blue phantom pleco. L128. Let's see if he darkens up when he gets in a tank. Tiger Dario or Black Tiger Dario, one of the varieties of Scarlet Batis that are out there. That's not a scarlet though, it's a black tiger. And tiny little nanofish. That guy looks more like what I'd expect from a blue phantom, nice and dark colored on him right now. Little, but looks healthy. Next up is some cute little catfish. These are dwarf petricoles or Synodontis lucipinus. Only get about 2.5 to 3 inches, full sized, good in a community tank. You can do them in an African tank, very versatile. Here's some cool rasboras. These are pork chops or lamb chops, some people will call them. They're Trigonistema epsi as opposed to the harlequins or the het rasboras. Here's more of those rummy-nose. Remember, those rummy-nose are on the Tetra special. Buy 4 more and get 25% off just for subscribing to our channel. Here we have one big peacock. It's supposed to be a lemon jake. Looks like a female. It's supposed to be male, so I wonder if he'll color up in the tank. Hopefully, well, lemon jakes will be a bright yellow if he turns out the way he's supposed to. Beautiful, beautiful Elanacara peacock, African cichlid from Malawi. All right, there's one box down. Let's see what's in the next box. So I got my orders all mixed up here, so we'll get something fun. That's what I'm gonna guess. Looks like cold box, some shrimp and cold water fish in here. And we'll just tear the bag instead of work the knot. Here's first thing out is a bunch of snails. I'm going to open these up. Been waiting on these to show up this year. Along with a lot of pond fish on this particular order, we got in large trapdoor snails. First batch of the season. Oop, and there's some babies in there even. Trapdoor snails have live babies, so about one every week or two. So they don't reproduce really fast, but they do reproduce. Very cool pond snail. Here are some red crystal shrimp. I'd ordered some higher end crystal shrimp that ended up getting back ordered this week, but we did get amanos and red crystals. These are large amanos. I ordered a double batch of large and a single batch of small. Got a double batch of small and a single batch of large, but you know, sometimes that's how it is. Holy moly. That is a big old flatworm in there with those guys. These are blue shrimp. I'm going to say flatworms happen. I'm going to get them from the supplier with a monster. Looks like a leech, it's so big. That's why we are constantly trying to trap out flatworms. Here we have red Riley shrimp, which are really cool, and we're really not going to go down the really joke way because I really have outdone that and done it to death, and it's really time for me to put those really jokes away. Dojo loaches, they got caught up in the really madness. And that's that box, really. All right, next box. This is from one of our backup suppliers. They had blackworms this week, so we said, hallelujah, we'll take them. Nice, clean blackworms. Glad to have those in stock. Also got some feeder comets, both for your feeding and for stocking your ponds on the cheap, so got those for you. Lots of pond fish going out of here right now. We got in some, about half of what I ordered, made the order this week. Let's see what else we see. Feeder guppies, gotta have them. There's some critters that just won't eat prepared food, so we got those for you. Some nice big balzinis. These are the Paraguay earth eaters. Beautiful fish. When they get about twice this size, absolutely stunning. Got some nice color on them at that size. The Paraguay earth eater. Here's some Australian. No, these are not the Australian rainbows. There's let's see, Kiwa Temlu. rainbow, little red tail guys with a neat pattern on them. Got a small batch of those guys. One of the hardest rainbows to get a hold of, and I probably mispronounced them, but they're still really cool. Here is some tiny African cichlids. These are Malawi eye biters. Had to look close to see them. Yep, sure enough, the Compressiceps. And a batch of little tiny black bar silver dollars. I don't think I've ever had them quite that small. Good price on them though. So black bar silver dollars are one of the bigger ones. Not quite as big as a red hook, but a nice big fish. Gorgeous schooling fish if you have a tank big enough for them. And that's that box. All right. Let's see what's in this box. I'm gonna bet fish. Out of that box of Collins bags of fish, here are some super red zebra. Those would be Pseudotropheus zebras. And who are you? Oh, that's the Borkies, the blue tetra. On the Tetra Special, buy 4 more, get 25% off for subscribing to our channel. Blue tetras are not that easy to come by, actually. Not particularly special other than that. Neat, unusual fish here. The common name on these will go by, well, there ain't much of a common name, but somebody was calling them a dwarf silver dollar. They're almost look like a oversized skirted tetra when they get good size. There's a Paraguay tetra we had that was similar to that too, but about that big instead of like that. So yeah, much better choice for community tank, though a little on the nippy side, I'm going to guess. Here is some emerald cats. Those are emerald brooches, little tiny guys, gorgeous green color. Remember, brooches cats are a little bigger than the average cories. And a nice bright red swordtail, good looking fish there. And last out of this box, we have some Australian rainbows, just a little batch of those guys. I don't get those that often. Australian rainbows, nice little fish, though. They're one of the more aggressive rainbows, and they tend to be like half the price of all the other types. And a little less colorful. So people will buy them thinking, well, if I'm going to try a rainbow, I'll try the less expensive one, and then find them to be a little less community minded than you'd hope on your rainbow fish. But for the right tank, they're cool, and we have some to offer. More angels. Here's a nice group of assorted large angels. Nice veils on those, so not huge fish, but nice veils. Little angels, bright red, a little smaller than I would hope for, but some really nice color to them. Those are, call them a high red, they don't call them a red devil. So a nice koi type angel. And here's some cribs, full size cribs actually, or nearly full size. Your regular Pulcher African crib. Some Venustus, looks like some of them didn't make the trip. Nice color on the ones that did. Venustus, another great Malawian cichlid. Get lumped in with the peacocks more often than the Buna types. Speaking of which, these are Lombardis, or the Kenyite cichlid. And another little bag of cichlids. These are the Crabro, or the bumblebee cichlids. So a nice little group of Malawian cichlids this week. Restock over there, we're getting a little bit thin. And some nice angels too, so fantastic that. All right. Still rocking and rolling. More to share. I think this is pond plants. We've been doing some pond plants. Haven't got any bog plants or lilies yet. I'm still looking for a good price on those for you, but we got water hyacinths and water lettuce to be able to share for your floating plants. Next box is going to have fish in it. I almost guarantee it. Got a bunch of discus I'm looking for. I bet you they're in this box. Let's see. Panda cories, not discus, but panda cories. Restock on those guys. Who dies with the most cories wins, so we're winning. Here are some discus. There's some nice checkerboards. Beautiful 3-inch checkerboard discus. What else do we got in here? There's a snow white. Found another one of those guys. Always nice to have a white one in the group. And this is not a discus. That's cardinal tetra. It's got both tank bred and wild cardinals this week in a restock. Next is pea puffers. Got to have little pea puffers. Nice fat batch. So nice. They're a small fish, but sometimes they come in tiny. Here's that other lemon jake. This one actually has some good color to it, so He'll look great in that tank over there. Who got carboned? Oh, these are the Sands Cories, and they carboned them nice for us because they came in big, and the Cories tend to get blasted when they ship them all tight in the bag. There's only 9 of those Sands Cories. They kind of look like a Skunk Cory, or a Bandit Cory, but they get the whitest background of all the Cories that have that pattern. And one more discus in this box. This is Blue Diamond. It's a beautiful fella there, and that's that box. Sands Cories, I only get to see those come around a couple times a year, or maybe once every year and a half. They, again, not spectacularly different than a Bandit Cory that's half the price, but if you're looking for one with all white and a little flecks of black, they are the one to choose. All right, more fish. Got some rainbows. Got a bunch of rainbows on this order. This is the Madagascar rainbows. Somebody bought out all my Madagascars and all my Kamakas, so I had to restock both of those. Yes, that somebody would be Barry. Barry has a thing for Kamaka rainbows, and I like to supply her those cool things like I supply you guys. Oh my gosh, that's a gorgeous fish. I'm not sure what variety you are. Let's say a leopard. I don't remember even ordering a leopard, but he's gorgeous, so happy with that purchase. A little different than we normally get when they say leopard. Here's a, doesn't have a lot of water, but he seems like he's doing fine. This is another one of those checkerboards, pigeon checkerboard discus. And here is a little knife fish. So if you guys can see him in there, that's a clown knife baby. Nice and fat. Juvenile, they can be 40 inches. More of those cardinals. These are the tank bred ones I told you to expect. They look a little blanched in the bag, but they'll be nice and big and beautiful in the tank. Singapore shrimp, fan filter feeding shrimp. Great in a community tank, and good for catching extra stuff out of the water. Nice little Barton cichlids. Bartons are about a 5 to 7 inch cichlid. The males, when they get into breeding color, get this beautiful silver on one side, black on the other, or top bottom. I'm trying to remember, is it black on bottom, silver on top, or the other way around? Gorgeous Central American fish. There's another one of those leopard discus. I swear I picked a different box, but boy, they look fantastic this week, so I'm glad I did get the different ones than I asked for. But then again, I can't remember what I asked for. Either way, gorgeous fish, glad to have them. And that's that box. Still got 2 boxes to go. I think there'll be some pond fish in there. Let's get at those. If we can do this all in one take today, we're going to burn poor Barry's arms completely out. I'm feeling you. All right, what's in here? Oh, that's not fish at all. That's crabs. Nice little batch of vampire crabs. There's actually a mixed group here. I see 3-4 different species of vampire crab in there. Just asking me if you can breed the different species. Honestly, I don't know the answer to that. But they can cohab. Here's a group of female guppies. Like got some variety of colors in there. Nice on that. And some dwarf frogs. Been buying the bigger size to make sure that they have nice fat bellies when they come in, and they've been doing well for your pleasure. Here are mollies. These are Dalmatian mollies. Got the lyre tail on them too. Try to keep a nice variety of mollies over there. Mollies are 3-inch fish. Remember that when you're considering them. These are the Dumbo ear guppies. They got the big fins, pectoral fins. We call them Dumbos. And that's not a rainbow. That's Daisy's blue rice fish. They kind of look like a rainbow. I always like those. They're cool water fish. More snails. I won't open this one, but this has got the red spotted nereids in it. Got some glowfish in here too. Here is some blue skirted glowfish. Here's some green Priscilla glowfish and some more glowfish. Lots of fruity pebbles. Got to keep those in stock. Flounder is hard to find sometimes. These guys have been having them fairly regularly, and those look pretty fat. They're brackish fish. They'll do okay in hard water to a degree, but adding a little salt makes a big difference for them. And then more guppies, and more guppies. Here's a type of guppy we haven't had in a while. These are the Japanese blue swordtails. Looks like they might have sent females there too. Are they all males? That's a lady. Maybe, I don't know. We'll take a look when they're in the tank. Maybe you got some females in that group. They were the Japanese blue swordtails. They're a split to Endler variety, like some of the other more spectacular guppies. Very cool. Type of guppy that we haven't had for a while, so something different. Last box. We better have the pond fish in here. We've run out of boxes. Put you over there. Yes, pond fish. No, not pond fish. Well, kind of. These are the Tyranndas. Nice variety of those guys. Great color in there. And there we have some koi. These are 3-inch koi. Looks like we got some variety in size, but fairly inexpensive koi to stock your pond with. A little more expensive. These are Mayan koi. They got the yellow and black pattern on them with the long fins, like a butterfly, because they're a type of butterfly. And let's see, ghost shrimp. Got to have at least some of those guys running around here. Can't see them though because they're ghosts. Here are some more shrimp. That looks like a mono's a variety of sizes. Some of those are a little bigger than others. And here is some bigger banded sharks, about twice the size we got last time. They're about twice as expensive, but nice chunky fat bellies on those guys. And that is it for this week's order. Thanks for staying in there, guys.